All right, the Malta Railway scenario. I got some interesting thoughts. Go to turn one to hear what I got to think about this one. But anyway, to set this one up, it's a bit of a pain. But first, you're going to lay out your tracks up the mountain. So you have here the overlay on top of base mountain, and then wherever you see this tunnel icon here, you'll put the tunnel cards. So you'll use a 1-4, 1-6, and 1-8. You'll play all the other tracks as per usual, but before station number 3, I believe there's 2 tracks of 2. So you just line them up like that. So when you excavate, you can pick which side you want to go. And then once you build through, you'll just keep going. Whereas the AI will stop and try to finish off the other line. Anyway, so just keep going, and then you'll put the last 2 spaces at the end, which count as 1 space. Same with surveyor here. Surveyor office, this counts as 1 space. So that takes care of that. As for the overlay cards, you'll set up as per usual A, D, E, F according to the number of players. As for B and C, there are specific overlay cards for this scenario, specifically C to get dynamite and B to explain dynamite and water. We'll get to that in the rules. You'll set up all of this the way it's supposed to be in the base game. I got so much stuff here that I laid the rail steel here. Again, players start with the usual stuff. 2 workers, you put 1 in the pub, 16 markers, alright. Okay, so now the contract deck here is interesting. There are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards that you need to replace, which add endgame goals for those specific things like daffodils and water. You'll put that in. After that, you'll separate them in 4 even stacks. So I have 2 stacks of 8 and 2 stacks of 7, let's just say. Then in the first stack, you'll get the 1901 card. You'll shuffle it in. And then in the second stack, you'll put in the 1921 card. You'll shuffle it in. And then you'll put the top stack on top of the second stack, and then so on. You'll take the 1931 card, you'll put it in the third stack, you'll shuffle that up, then you'll take the previous stack and put on top, and then just shuffle in the fourth stack and put that on top. There you go, there's your contract deck. Then you can set up the weather for the first turn here. We'll do that, so it'll be sunny and rainy. After that, for the trains, there are 3 special trains that they want you to play with. So there's the male voice choir, the rocket, the royal train. After that, you'll take your usual deck of 6 trains. You'll take 3 randomly out, and that'll finish your engine shed. Don't forget to place your coal cubes on top of the ones that need coal cubes. And there you go. So that's the setup. Let's go to rules. Alright, the rules to this monstrosity of a scenario. I don't even know where to start. So much to talk about. Alright, let's talk about these trains first, because they're probably the easiest thing to explain. So there's 3 new trains. You have the royal train, which basically means whenever you build, you can take back one of the cubes you use. So if you use 4 stone, take back one of the stones, so on. You got the rocket, that the only difference is it comes with 3 coal instead of 1 or 2, so you can power your 3rd worker for 3 rounds, I guess. And then you have the weirdest train I've ever played with in this game, which is the male voice choir. Let's get some better focus here. Essentially, what it means is whenever you use a coal to get your 3rd worker, you basically allow every other player to get a 3rd worker, but you get 2 points for every player that did that. So if you're playing a 4-player game and 3 other players get their worker because of this card, you get 6 points, which could be a lot. There is a note that obviously if the player can generate his own 3rd worker with his own train or for using an event or something, you don't get the points for it. It's only if they can't afford it and this card generated that 3rd worker. So those are the trains. There you go. Let's talk about the weather next. Pretty simple. When it's sunny, you'll move up both tracks by 1. When it's foggy, you'll lower both tracks by 1. If the rates are at the max number and it becomes sunny again, you basically discard the top 2 cards of the deck into the trash. The reason they do that is to get to one of those 3 special event cards in the deck. If that does happen and you flip the 2 cards over and one of the event cards are there, you trigger that event and then you just toss it in the trash. We'll talk about those events shortly, but that's just how that works. And lastly, the water event, all it does is for every completed tunnel, so we have 3 tunnels here, every completed tunnel you'll just add a water marker to each tunnel. There you go, that's the weather. Now let's come back to these contract decks. So contracts work the exact same way. When you take them, you slide them down, you can refill, so on and so on. But there are 3 special cards in here. There's 1901, 1921, and 1931. 1901, all it means is when you flip it over, you activate the card, and then you'll add it to the contract row here. So it'll stay on the contract row till it hits the trash. But basically, once you activate the card, 1901 basically means do a rubble event. So you do the rubble event and the card will hit the row, and it'll be like a dead card until it's in the trash. 1921 basically means that the work rates can't fall below 2, and 1931 basically means the work rate can't fall below 3. If the work rate was below 2 at that point, 1921, you'd raise it above, and if it was 1931, you'd raise it to 3. That's all you really need to know. So in this scenario, the rates are usually always high. Alright, so that takes care of that. Let's move on to overlay cards B and C. So C is gives you a brand new option now. So for one of the 3 options, you can grab a dynamite. We'll talk about what dynamite does later, but now you can do, let's say, 6 ore for 2 steel, and then you pick up a dynamite, let's say. You can do that max 1 time. So you can get 1 dynamite every time you do this option. Alright, let's talk about excavation now. So, excavation. So it works exactly like normal, like the regular game. So you'd excavate cubes equal to the work rate. But now you have added options. So you can use a work rate to grab a water, and you can use a work rate to use a dynamite. So, for example, if you had water markers here, you can use one of your work rates to take the water and another 3 to excavate as per normal. Or you can use 1 work rate to take a water, use 1 work rate to use a dynamite. Dynamite just means excavate 5 rubble instead of 1. So let's say all this was cleared. You clear off 5 rubble, so you'll take 4 and the next one 5. Right, so basically that's all it means. It's just to signify that you can use a work rate to take a water, or you can use a work rate to use your dynamite. Or just excavate as per usual. Alright, so we talked about that. Everything else works as normal. Let's talk about the double line here. So this is like 2 parallel tracks working from these 2 stations. So when you excavate up to this point, you get to decide which track you want to start excavating from. So let's say all these cubes are gone and we have an excavation rate of 5, let's just say, whatever. You can remove the 5 starting from this line or from the top line. So once you excavate, just remove the cubes and you can just keep going, or you can back up, double back and excavate the top as well. It's your choice. Once you do break through, let's say all of this was excavated, you could continue going up here, or you can double back. It's your choice, but most likely you'll just keep excavating from the top here. Right? So you can keep excavating here even though the top line hasn't been excavated, or vice versa. Right? Now, the AI will not do that. The AI will want to build both parallel tracks. So let's say we excavate all the way, the players excavate all the way up to this station, and we ignore the top track. The AI, when it's starting to do these events, will go back to excavate the top line here. Same thing with lay track. We can lay track at the bottom here to keep going. The AI will want to lay track up in the top to build both parallel lines. That's basically how that works. Now, let's talk about some of these station cards. To some of these station cards, you'll see that there's 2 rows going down to the bottom. To build the bottom, you only have to complete one of the 2 rows going down. So as long as this one and this one have ownership markers on it, you could put your ownership marker on the bottom if you turn in this stuff. You don't have to do both lines to put your ownership marker at the bottom. After you complete, you could go back and put your ownership markers here. It's your choice, but to get to the bottom, you just have to finish one line. So that goes for Station 0 and Station 1. Both deal the same way. Alright, now lastly, let's talk about tunnels. I think it's the last thing to talk about. So tunnels work similar to regular track. They're going to have rubble cubes on them, but I'll use this card as an example. For every 2 rubble that you remove, you could turn in a stone to put an ownership marker on the card. After all 6 rubble have been taken off, you're going to flip over this and put all your ownership marker on the tracks here. So you'll see that obviously 3 times 2 is 6. So if the work rate was 4, I can turn in 2 stone and put 2 of my ownership markers on this card. When the card flips over, I'm going to have 2 ownership markers here. So that's 6 points. Now, if you don't have the stone, you'll just remove the rubble as per normal, without getting points, without adding ownership markers, and basically when this flips over, you'll just move the ownership. You'll have less ownership markers here than it needs. That's it. At the end game, all the markers down here, or on the other ones, count as rail contracts, just for end game scoring purposes. And basically that's all you really need to know. So we're going to be building those. So you can't actually build rail here. It's all built on the stone concept. You put stone, you put your ownership markers, it counts as building rail. There you go, that's all. The rest of the game plays as normal. At the end of the round, you'll update the site office, you'll update the weather accordingly, and then you'll refill your market up here. That's it. Let's go do a playthrough and I'll tell you what I think at the start. Sorry, I'd just like to clarify one thing. If you don't have the stone to go on the tunnel, you don't put the rubble in your personal supply. They will go into the general supply, so on the side of the board. Only if you use stone, then that rubble goes into your personal supply. Also, one thing to clarify is if your surveyor reaches station 5, you gain a water right away. And if your surveyor would reach the end, you'd gain a daffodil token. That's it, so it's when they pass. If your surveyor ends the game there, you're going to basically get 0 points, but at least you got a token for reaching there. That's it. Alright, welcome to the Malta playthrough. Boy, I would say this is one of my 3 least favorite scenarios in the game. It's super short and it's like master of nothing. It's just throw a bunch of stuff at the wall. We're using all the tokens in the game, everything, but it's super short. It doesn't do anything special. You're just collecting random tokens and hoping to get the contract cards for it, because or else it'll score nothing. Every single time I've played this game, if the first weather pattern is a sun, and then you trigger the event, basically the game is building the tunnels for you, so it becomes kind of pointless. I'm not a fan. If you like it, that's fine, but I'll just show you how it plays, and let's get going. I'll play pink as per usual. Let's go. So let's see if I can actually get lucky and build in the tunnel here. Let's see. So I'm gonna go here. Let's everyone get some resources. So he's gonna go get some stone or whatever. He's gonna go here. Alright, then what will I do? So I'll get 3 stone, I'll put the 3 markers there, so let's do that. Green's gonna follow me because he wants to build a tunnel. And yellow is going to, oh, got to flip these cards over. So the reason I'm doing that is so we can build the first tunnel before the event triggers, because there's a very good chance that the event trigger is gonna hit the first one and just build the rest of the tunnels for us anyway. So yellow will just go there to get a card. Take 1 flower. Alright, interesting. But the thing is, this is, unless you get an event with flower, it becomes pointless to get this card because flowers aren't worth anything. So anyway, let's resolve. So obviously I'll go first. So I'm gonna excavate at 2, so I need at least 2 stone, and then I'll take the coal. Sorry, the ore. Green's gonna sort of do the same thing. Excavation rate is 2, so he's gonna need at least 2 stone, and he's gonna take the coal. Yellow's gonna be first player. He's gonna grab his 3 ore. There we go. Now we'll show you how tunnels work. So I'm gonna go first. Excavation rate is 2. So that means I get to remove 2 cubes from this card here. I'll remove 2 cubes. Put in my personal supply. Turn in a stone. And add an ownership marker onto the card. There you go. Next, green will go do the exact same thing. He turns in a stone. He's gonna take 2 robo cubes, add it to his personal supply, and put his ownership marker on the card. Oh yeah, we're halfway through the first tunnel card here. And then yellow's gonna go. You know what? He's gonna be. He's gonna have a weird playstyle. He's gonna grab this card. He's gonna try to get water and dynamite tokens. I don't know. Let's see how that goes. Alright, so let's refill the card rows here. We'll turn this over. We'll flip this over. We'll adjust. It's gonna be sunny again. We'll adjust for sun. We'll update here. And let's refill the stockyard. We'll be back. Alright, so look what we got from the bag. A ton of ore, 1 stone, 2 coal. Hey, look at that. The event. Well, guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna look at the rate. It's 3. It's gonna excavate 3 cards. Hey, look at that. Remove it from here. Remove from here. Remove it from here. And now the cards are completed. So the whole tunnel concept for this whole scenario, useless. So all this is gone. Alright, let's do turn 2. So yellow became first player. Where's his extra worker? It's down here. So what does yellow want to do? Yellow, he can get some dynamite to build down to get the water that he needs. I don't know. You can excavate 3, it won't even go into the next spot. Sure. Let's go there. I'm gonna go next. There's more than 9 cubes here, and I really don't care what cubes I get. I'll be first player. Green's gonna go. He's gonna look at some of these cards. Kind of useless. He's gonna go first. You can get some ore. Yellow doesn't want to get shut out of resources. Then I will look at some of these cards. Not a fan of any of these. This allows you to move your surveyor, which isn't horrible. No, I'm gonna go get my dynamite. And green finally will move a surveyor. Why not? Alright, so let's go down the line. So green's holding on to a coal and a stone. He's gonna grab 1 of each. Yellow's next. Yellow's gonna grab 3 ore. I'm gonna go. I'll be first player. We'll take 2 and 1. Now conversion. Yellow has 6 ore. It's gonna get 2 steel. I will go. I have 3. And you know what? I'll use up my 2 rubble as well to get a stone. So I'll get a steel and a stone from the bag. So I'll get 1 steel. I'll get that stone from the bag later. And then green's gonna move his surveyor. Cool. Done. So refill contract row. Oh, the event triggered. So when this happens, we're gonna execute the excavation event. So this happens before the weather. So we're gonna excavate at 3. So we're gonna remove another 3. 1, 2. Now the row he picks is the one with less, but they're both 4. So I guess we choose. There's just a 4 here. So here we go. So the AI by himself is excavating 90% of the mountain. And then this would stay on the card row and it'll only get emptied out when it reaches the end. Then we'll adjust the weather. So we'll move this up. We'll add rain. We'll do a rain event, which adds these tokens onto the completed tunnels. There you go. So that takes care of that. Let's refill the stockyard. All right, turn 3. So a couple of tokens here. Got the event. Now we can buy trains. This scenario, we barely ever buy trains. Also, I did forget on turn 2 when we did our conversion action, I did forget to give yellow and myself a dynamite token. Okay, so I'm first player. What do I want to do? Let's I don't know. Let's get more tokens. And then 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 tokens, so I'll go last. I don't care what tokens I get. Green. Green's gonna get tokens. Yellow will get tokens. I could go get another dynamite, but I'm gonna blow up a bunch of things there. Should I use my dynamite to blow things up? Sure, let's show you how dynamite works. So I'll go here. And if I excavate 5, 6, 7, then he will excavate. Yep, you know what? Yellow's gonna do the same. He's gonna use his dynamite token. Green. Green's gonna... What's green gonna do? Green's sort of lost in space right now. He's not sure what to do. You know what? He's gonna go get a... He's gonna go get a card. Whatever. Alright, so let's execute this. So green's gonna go. He's got a lot of coal. He's got 1 ore, so that'll bring him to 3. And then he'll take another coal. Why not? He's gonna try to get this card. Yellow's gonna go. Yellow has no more resources, so he'll take 2 and 1. I'm gonna go, stay first player. I'll take 2 and 1. Just a reminder of my tableau. Then I will go. So, work rate is 3. Show you how things work. So, first work rate, I'll use up a dynamite. That'll blow up 5 rubble. So 3, 4, 5. Alright. That was 1 work rate. Now I got 2 left. My 2 last work rate, I'll take both these tokens. That'll let me put out my marker right there. So yellow. Actually, he didn't calculate that right. Because if that's 3, no, he didn't calculate that right. Let's backtrack yellow there for a second. Let's put him on move surveyor because I thought he'd be able to get all the way past the the rubble there. So let's pretend I didn't put yellow there. Keep going. Green's gonna go. He's got a ton of black cubes. He's just gonna take this card, and it'll allow him to move his surveyor. Yellow's gonna go. Move his surveyor. And green's obviously gonna use that card he just got to move his surveyor. I'm gonna tap it. There you go. It's the end of the round. Slide these things over. Flip a card. Adjust. Rain. Put this over here. And that's it. So, let's get cubes. Alright, turn 4. See how fast I can finish this game. So we got some more. Stone, coal, another event, lay track. The rate is 2. He's gonna lay this track here. Now I'm not sure what the rules, but I think he's gonna lay this track here. Because I know excavating he'll go on the top, but I think if there's a track available he'll build this track. Check the forums, ask that question, I'm not sure. Alright, so next turn. So I'm still first player. I don't have dynamite, so I can't build in the towns. I don't have enough stone. That takes a water. Okay, let's get more resources here. Now green's gonna go try to get the dynamite. Yellow, yellow, yellow. It's gonna get resources. Then with the dynamite, green's gonna build. Then yellow is gonna build as well. And I will. What do I want to do? So this is on the C. I can do a better conversion. Yeah, I like that card. Let's do it. That card. And I'm almost already done with this one, so that's fine. Okay, so let's execute this. So yellow's gonna go. So yellow has missing 1 for a steel bar. I'm gonna take 1 of each. He doesn't have any coal yet, so that'll be fine. Then I will go. Just a reminder of my tableau. I'll take at least 1 ore, and I'll take 2 stone. Oh, there's only 1 stone left anyway. There you go. So green's gonna go. He's gonna run his conversion. I won't forget his dynamite this time, so 1 of them will be a dynamite. He's gonna spend 3 ore to get 1 steel. And he's gonna turn in 2 rubble to get a stone. There you go. So that's that. Then he's gonna build. He's got 3 stone and dynamite. So what he's gonna do? He'll actually. I don't even know if it's worth to use a whole dynamite just to get a water. Seems wasteful, but you know what? Let's see what happens. I'll use it to get a water. So he puts his token. He can put it there or there. Let him put it here. That was this action here. Next action here is yellow. He has another build action himself. He's got dynamite. He's got ore. He's got everything. So he needs the water. So he's gonna use his dynamite to put his ownership marker here to gain the water. Boom. Just like that. I'm gonna go grab a card. I'll take this card here. There you go. End of the round. This goes there. This goes there. Slide everything over. Trigger rain. Fog's coming up. So rain. I believe we keep adding rain to these completed tunnels here. Let's see. Add a 1 water to each completed tunnel card. Yep. Add 1 water to each completed tunnel card. There you go. Let's fill up the tokens. Okay, next turn. Okay. Some cubes. Another event. Build station. This is the first one that's not completed. There you go. Done. Nobody can build there anymore. Alright, I'm still first player. Let's go get dynamite. Next is green. Green's gonna build. Why not? Yellow's gonna go. Yellow's gonna go. It's gonna go build. Whatever. Then go get resources. They're both gonna get resources too. Whatever. Okay, green's gonna go. He's got 3 stone, 3 coal. He needs 1 more stone to get the 9-pointer there, or he can spend 4 to get that one there. You know, he'll go for the 5-pointer there. So he's only 2 stone, and he's got the card that scores him extra points for coal, so let him just take that. So it's green. Yellow's gonna go. Yellow has 2 stone. He's looking around. He can do the same thing there, so he's gonna do that. Pink's gonna go. Obviously, I'll take the 3 ore. Oh, I did forget to add these back to the bag. Stay first player. I'm gonna run a conversion. So, gonna turn in 6 ore for 2 steel, and then I'll take my dynamite. Green's gonna go build. He's gonna turn in 5 stone. Put his ownership marker on the 5 stone marker here. Next, yellow is gonna go. He's gonna do the exact same thing. Go for 4. For 4. Actually, because he's ahead in water, he's gonna turn in 2 to excavate here. Hopefully he can get another water to get this nice 16-pointer here. Alright, there you go. Done. Let's refill. This is gone. Slide everything over. I did forget to move this over. So this slides up. Sun event. Water. Add more water. Tunnels are getting flooded. There you go. Let's refill our cubes. Alright, I believe this is turn 5. No coal cubes came out this time. I think we're all hanging on to our coal cubes. Another event. It's 4 cards. He'll backtrack. He doesn't continue, but anyway, he'll catch up to us. 2, 3, and this massive chunk disappears. Oh boy. Alright, I'll flip those cards over later. Just a mess. He's just doing everything for us. Okay, so that's that. I'm first player again. Now what do I want to do? Let's look at my tableau here. This card out of the way. I can build at 3. I can excavate to try to get some water. I'm gonna excavate at another 3. Doesn't really get me anywhere. Just give me some water that I can use maybe to build this, but yellow's gonna get to it before I do. So maybe I can get 2 steel bars to go over there. I'll need a water to get there. You know what? Let me build. I just saw something interesting. I can do the bottom part there. Green's gonna go. Green, green, green. Ton of coal and no other resources. You can get a train. Alright. Yeah, guess I'll get it. Oh no, he doesn't want a train because remember the next event is a pay for a train. So it's pointless to get a train right now because if the next event comes out, you just wasted a steel cube, a steel bar. So he has no resources, he's gonna go get something. He actually doesn't care which one he gets, he'll be first player next turn. So, next yellow. Yellow got steel bars. You can't really do anything with steel bars but lay track at this point. So I'm gonna let him lay 2 track. Why not? And I'm gonna go. Let's see if I go there. I'm gonna need resources after. Yeah, let's go here. Green's gonna go. Seven, 8. He's got no resources. Let him double up here. Yellow's building track. Then he'll. What's yellow gonna do? He's gonna end up building 2 tracks this turn. He can get this card here. Let's get a card. Scored 15 points. Alright, let's trigger this. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take 3 cubes. Green's gonna go take. Oops. I'm gonna go take everything else. Yellow's gonna build 2 track. So yellow does have 2 steel bars. I'm gonna turn them in because the rate is 2. I'm gonna build 2 track. He's gonna pick these 2 up here. Boom, boom. So remember, you can pick which parallel line you want to build from. So you pick the top one. So you've got 4 points instead of just 3 and 3. Then I'm gonna build. So what I will do is build in this station here. So it's gonna cost me 2 steel bars and 3 stone. And I'll put my marker at the bottom. And that'll give me a water as well. Back here. Next yellow is gonna grab this card because he's already just completed it this turn. Does he take a chance for this one? Sure, why not? Let's do it. Takes a chance, maybe he can get this. There you go, that's it. Oh, I forgot to activate the yellow card to give him a flower. Original card he got at the beginning of the game. Let's just tap that. He's got it. Alright, there you go. Let's refill these cards. Another fog event. So fog. This goes down by 1. There you go. Let's fill up our cubes. And look at that. I drew the pay train event. So now you can safely get a train because you won't have to pay for it later. Okay, so green was first player this time. So what's green gonna do? Green wants to build. Does he have 2 water? He does not have 2 water to build there. How does he get another water? He can move twice. No, he won't do that. What does he want to do? I should have thought of this beforehand. He's got 3 stone. He can build there. Let him excavate for that water. Why not? Yellow's gonna go, get resources, be first player. Then I'm going to excavate as well. Green's gonna go, he's gonna look at these cards. Has he laid track yet? No. Has he got water yet? No. So you gotta get contracts like this to even have a chance of scoring points with water. I mean, he can get that card. It's that 1 water. He's gonna get another one. Just needs 2 more. Score 21 points. Sure, why not? He's gonna go there. Yellow's gonna go Yellow's gonna get resources. He'll run a conversion to get steel bars and another dynamite. Then I will do the same. Why not? So let's run this. So yellow's gonna go first. He's gonna get 3 ore. Actually needs only 2 ore in the stone. He's gonna be first player. Pass this on. Okay, green's gonna go excavate. So he's just gonna do the regular excavation rate, which is 3. So 1, 2, 3. Sorry. The main reason he did that was to get a water. So he's gonna do 1, 2, and then take a water. There you go. Green. Now, I'm gonna sort of do the same thing, except I'm gonna use one of my rates and a dynamite to blow up 5. So I'll use a dynamite to blow up 5. There's 1. Use another one to take a token. There's 2. And my third one will be taking another cube. 3. There you go. There's 3 work rates. Just to give you an idea of my tableau right now, I got a ton of rubble. I basically scored those 16 points. They're in the bag. Let's get this guy back. Yellow's gonna go. He's gonna turn in, whoops, 6 ore, get 2 steel bars, and the dynamite. Then I'll go. I'm gonna use this card over here. So I'm gonna turn in 4 ore for 2 steel bars and a dynamite. So 4 ore, get 2 steel bars and a dynamite. And there you go. Green's gonna go. He's gonna grab this card, see if he can get 4 water. He's already at 2. Let's excavate a few times. Then we refill. Adjust the weather, rain. Gonna adjust for sun. And let's refill the stockyard. Alright, ton of ore. Got 1 stone and an event cube. So let's return these to the bag. Does lay track. The rate is 2. Gonna lay track. It'll lay this one and this one. So I'll just toss these from the game. Kind of pointless to have them on the board. Alright, so let's go. So who was first player? I don't even remember. I think it was yellow. Sure, let's make it yellow. So what does yellow want to do? Yellow's got 2 steel bars. He needs another... Oh, there it is. There's the daffodil one. So if you can get 4, you get 37 points. He's got 1. How does he get other ones? Let's see. You can turn in a water there to get another one, a water there to get another one, so that'll bring him to 3, and a water there to get him another one. So he's got to get 3 more water. So let's make that his goal this game. So let's. Is there any other way for him to get water? Nope. Let him excavate for water. He's also going to excavate those spots down there. Actually, he'll go on the second one. Be more strategic, so that in case somebody does go before, he might actually get the points on the spot there. Pink. What do I want to do? Looking at the board, not much for me to do. Let's look at some of these. You know what? I'll lay some track here. You know what's funny? I'm actually going to trigger the end game because I'll build those 2 tracks and game's already over. Because it'll actually no, there'll be 1 track left over. Anyway, let's just. If I wanted, I can put this on build track and it'll trigger the end game. That's how short the scenario is. What does green want to do? Green needs, he's got 2 water, he needs 2 more water to get that 21 point card that he had before. So what he will do, ooh, sneaky, because he was going to go there. Do I go that for 16 or do I keep that card for, you know what, he'll build. Then yellow. Yellow's gonna need this card. But he'll excavate again to get the water that he needs. And then I can lay track in the Atlantic game. So it's so silly. I could just lay track in the Atlantic game. Do I want to end the game that early? I mean, sure. Just because I'm fed up with this scenario. Do that. Green. Green says, oh no, I'm stuck. Game's gonna end. Could I get any scenarios here that'll score me points? I can get this one. Scoring a whole 5 points. Sure, whatever. Let's do that. Okay. It's gonna end the game anyway. So yellow's gonna excavate twice, that's 8 cubes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's gonna take all these cubes. It's gonna go into supply. He's gonna score 6 points by putting his marker there. Then I'll lay 3 track. The rate is 2. And then do it again. So 3 steel. Lay 3 track. Hey look, there's no more track delay. It's gonna end after this turn. Green's gonna build. He's got, well, now that he can't get that card done, he's gonna use 2 water and 3 stone. Put his marker here. He's gonna grab a card. He's gonna grab this to score the extra 5 points. There you go, that triggers the end game. So let's calculate and see what happened. Alright, well, Pink took it down quite easily. Yellow might have had the worst game I've ever seen in my life. So just to remind you of scoring, you calculate all the points on the objective markers around. You'll see where your surveyor is. Nobody actually moved their surveyor. You'll see if anyone got the train point card. Nobody did. And then you'll just get your contracts. So I only had 1. I achieved it, 16 points, which is the most by 1 card. This scenario, the more I play it, the more I freaking hate it. It's too short. Moving your surveyor is a dead action, pointless. You're never going to get them that far because it's so short. You're never going to buy a train because the game is too short. So you're just cutting off 2 things of the game. You're adding a bunch of tokens that don't score unless you get objectives for them. Just play a different scenario. This one's just terrible. Alright, let's move on.